HOA Karen called the cops after leaving her BMW in my shop, so I welded it shut and went camping. Ever had someone demand free work, call the cops on you, and then act shocked when you don't hand back their car? Yeah, that happened, and I handled it differently. It started with a knock I should have ignored. 3 sharp pounds on the garage's side door. Not even a hello or anyone home. Just fists like a debt collector with a deadline. I wiped the grease from my fingers and opened the door. There she was, Karen, heavy set, draped in leopard print athleisure, sunglasses the size of dinner plates, holding her tiny dog like a prop in a courtroom drama. She had that signature HOA Karen face-tight lips, pinched brows, and a permanent scowl like she just sniffed something offensive. "You Jackson," she barked. "Yep. I need someone to look at my BMW. Oil's leaking. Maybe the transmission. I don't know you're the mechanic." "I don't take walk-ins," I said. "Booked 2 weeks out. I don't wait." She pushed past me like I was a doormat with a price tag. "Your garage is open. That means you're working." I should have stopped her, but I didn't. Maybe I was stunned. Maybe it was the absurdity of her dragging that poor poodle around like a purse. Or maybe I just wanted to see where this was going. She parked her white BMW across 2 bays, tossed me the keys, and said, "I'll pick it up tomorrow. Make it quick." Didn't ask price. Didn't leave a name. Just vanished. For the record, I didn't touch her car. I refused to work without a signed intake. Liability. Basic sense. Anyone who's run a shop knows that. And yet, the next day, she came back furious. "You haven't fixed it?" she snapped. "You didn't authorize anything. I told you to do it. I'm not your valet. I don't touch a car until there's paperwork." That's when she did it. She called the cops. In my shop, while standing next to her unauthorized car, blocking 2 working bays. "Hello. Yes, I need an officer. This man is holding my property hostage. He's threatening me." I stood there in disbelief. When the officer arrived, I handed him my clipboard. Blank intake form. Camera footage. The time log. Karen waved her arms and squealed like a stuck pig, but the cop only raised an eyebrow. "Ma'am," he said, "this isn't theft. It's business policy." "You're siding with him?" "I'm siding with reality. You left your car without consent. You didn't sign a thing." "I'm going to SUE," she shrieked. He shrugged. "Good luck." And then twist number 1. Turns out, she'd already been sued once for this exact behavior. My neighbor, a landscaper named Emilio, overheard everything and popped his head into the bay. "Wait, is that Karen Tilden? She stiffed me for $600 last year. Said her lawn was too green." I laughed so hard I nearly dropped my socket wrench. Karen, realizing her outburst wasn't landing, stormed out, got an Uber, and left her precious BMW right there. Again, no keys, no note, just gone. So I welded it shut. Every door, trunk, hood. I didn't touch the engine, didn't damage a thing, just sealed it tight, with artistry. Then I printed a label and slapped it on the hood. BMW time, capsule, open never. And I went camping, packed my tent, cooler, bait box, threw the dog in the cab, and headed out to the woods for a weekend of beer and silence. 2 nights, no cell signal, no HOA nonsense. When I came back, there were 5 voicemails from Karen, 3 from the HOA board, and 1 from my friend Barry, who just said, "Dude." The video went viral. Twist number 2. One of my shop cameras had captured the whole ordeal. Karen yelling, the cops sighing, me calmly sealing the car. Barry, a retired video editor, cut it into a TikTok reel with dramatic music. It hit 1 million views by Monday. The comments were brutal. "Karen, I have rights." "Mechanic, not anymore, welded shut by." This is the Mona Lisa of petty. She parked illegally and called 911. The weld job is better than BMW's original construction. Karen tried to clap back online, claimed she was violated, humiliated, and emotionally scarred. But the internet is undefeated. Folks dug up receipts, her past HOA complaints. One Redditor even found her Yelp review where she gave 1 star to a bakery because the cookies were too symmetrical. She couldn't recover. That's when the HOA board got involved. Karen's meltdown had already become community legend by the time I rolled back into town. I was expecting a voicemail, Maybe a warning letter. What I didn't expect was a petition. Over 30 of my neighbors' folks I'd barely exchanged waves with before signed a formal letter to the HOA demanding Karen's removal from a board. Apparently, my viral video had stirred more than just online laughter. It triggered something real. Long-buried grievances, fines over flower pots, citations over mailbox height. It all came flooding out like someone kicked over a bucket of resentment. The HOA was forced to hold an emergency assembly. I didn't plan to attend, but curiosity got the better of me. So I showed up, and there she was, Karen, sitting in front of a folding table with that same sour face, but now redder, puffier. Maybe it was the pressure. Maybe it was the fact her BMW was still welded shut and now parked artistically in a trailer next to the meeting hall as an example of consequence. The HOA president stood up first. We're here due to serious misuse of power, community embarrassment, and a breach of neighborhood trust by a board member. Karen bolted upright. This is harassment. He didn't flinch. Karen, you left your personal vehicle on private business property, misrepresented the HOA's authority, and falsely reported a crime to law enforcement. This is a witch hunt, she shrieked. But it didn't matter, because that's when twist number 3 hit one no one saw coming. A man in a dark blue windbreaker stepped forward from the back. Everyone turned. Jason Maris, County Code Enforcement, he said calmly. Ms. Tilden, this is not limited to the mechanic incident. We've received complaints of code violations involving misuse of HOA funds for personal landscaping, falsified vendor contracts, and unapproved architectural fines. Gasps. Murmurs. Karen's eyes went wide. You can't. Yes, we can, he said, holding up a file. There's an audit pending. I suggest you retain counsel. You could have heard a mosquito cough. Karen dropped in her seat like someone had pulled the bones from her. No outburst this time. Just silence. They voted her out that night. Unanimously. She tried to appeal. She even threatened a lawsuit. But nobody returned her calls. Her own husband, it turned out, had quietly listed their house. They moved within 3 weeks. And the BMW? Oh, it stayed. Right there, mounted on a steel platform outside my shop with a plaque that read, "Entitlement isn't a warranty." People drive by to take pictures now. Tourists ask if they can sit on the hood. A local brewery even asked to use it in a design. I said yes. So what's the moral? You don't mess with someone's shop, or their time, or their dignity, especially not by trying to weaponize the cops just because your attitude outweighs your common sense. And welding? Welding speaks louder than words. But hey, maybe I went too far. So tell me, was I wrong to weld her car shut? Or did she earn every spark? The end.